So I'm going to talk about parenting. There was a viral TikTok video. Caught my eye. A mom made this video showing her son. Her son is 5 years old, and her son got punished for refusing to clean his room. Okay. And the punishment started a pretty intense debate online. So let's show it. I'm going to show it in full. It's not very long at all. And then let's talk about it. That's her.
2 days in a row to clean his room. 2 days in a row. And his response is, no, you clean it, Mommy. Okay, I will do that gladly.
He's throwing all the toys away. I'll read that text to you in a second if it's too hard to read, because we're going to go over that. Okay, so this caused a huge controversy, okay? One of the biggest components of why it was so controversial is because the kid is 5. I think it's a little boy. I'm not 100% sure. Kid is 5. So my first comment on this, why are there so many toys? That's too much going on, okay? And I know it's hard. I know, like, grandma brings the toy and grandpa brings the toy and Aunt Maria brings the toy, and suddenly it's just like a toy factory, right? I don't allow that stuff in my house because 1, it's too much stimulation for kids. 2, they don't play with all of it. It just winds up being a mess, right? That's how it works. So you gotta, as a parent, you gotta say, okay, I have a philosophy. A toy comes in, a toy goes out. We donate the toy. We bring a new toy in, we donate the old toy. Hartley has a small section of his room for toys, a small section of the living room. It doesn't look like a toy factory. I won't allow it. Okay? It's not necessary, and it's overstimulating for these kids. Remember when we were little? You know what? I played with sticks. Little sticks. I was like, oh, let me write my name in the dirt. Let me wipe it. Let me write it again. Okay? Like, they really don't need all that stuff going on. That's number 1. Secondly, this is for a 5-year-old. So that's why it was controversial. A 5-year-old, to me, needs to be disciplined, but not to be traumatized. That baby's too small to go, and that room was filled with toys. That's too many toys. You allowed too many toys as a parent to go into that house. You know it. And now the kid is going to make a mess because it's a kid. He's a kid, and he's going to just make a mess, then he's not going to know what to do. It's like overwhelming. You got to go around that room with him and be like, look, we're going to play a game. We're going to do it together. So you play, and then we're going to have, this is how you clean up, and I'm going to show you, and maybe there's a little reward. I don't know how you do it in your house. We do it together. We do cleanup time together. You can't traumatize a 5-year-old. It's very traumatizing for that kid to have all those toys there, and then suddenly you see the toys are gone because they bond with those toys, you know, like their little stuffed animals, their blankie, their truck. Very, very traumatizing. Now, let's get to the root of what's wrong here. Did you see the text? This is what the text read on the screen. Mama is not raising no disrespectful men. It's not a mommy's job or women's job to do anything. You make the mess, clean it up. You see mama struggling, help her. Don't sit there and let a woman struggle, period. My babies will learn this quickly. So, okay. There's some issues going on here. She's got the issues. She's got issues. I don't know who it's with. I don't know if it's with a man, if it's with something's going on here that she transferred onto that kid. This suddenly became about not just a 5-year-old not cleaning his room. This became about men and women's jobs and is disrespectful. And somehow you're making that 5-year-old little boy bear the burden of probably disrespect that was thrown your way by a grown-ass man. Let's call it what it is. You can't do that. That's why it became controversial. Because it became very clear to people, is my guess, that this was no longer a conversation about a little boy cleaning his room, but went a lot deeper than that. What do you think, Tyler? I mean, you have a little kid. How old is your baby?
My daughter's 18 months.
18
She
months.
puts all her toys away. I agree with this mother 110%.
You do
Absolutely.
agree. Okay.
At every
So
step
now
of the way.
do you feel like it's a little too harsh though to like discard the toys? Was that a step too far for you?
No, so for one, I don't know. I'd be surprised if she actually threw them away. Maybe
Right.
she did. Maybe she put them in the garage or something.
Okay.
2, at 4 years old, I was doing karate, and everything I did was discipline. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir.
Texas.
Down the line.
Don't make me talk about Texas again,
And
Tyler.
listen, you have to get these kids early. Because if you let them go down this path, it only gets more and more and more ingrained. And I'm not, listen, at 5 years old, I don't think that's too young. I think at maybe 3, work, like you say, work with your kids, sit together. But at 18 months, like if Aurora pulls a book out And she reads it. She passes it back to us. And we say, okay, now we put it back. And she goes to put it back.
That's good parenting, though. And you know what, though? You started that early. What I get the vibe from this situation is that she let it go too far.
If that's the case, then that's on her.
Yeah. It seems to me like, first of all, there's a lot of toys going on there. So how did it get that bad?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? How did it get that bad? You had to let it get that bad. Or you realized when there were half as many toys that your kid wasn't picking them up, and then you added more to the pile. What you need to do is when you see a situation, and Hartley's not a big fan. Aurora's a beautiful name, by the way. I think it's Princess Aurora. I love that. Hartley's not a big fan of picking up the toys. I'm going to be honest with you. I have to really get him to do it. Doesn't do it naturally. Now he's getting into it a little bit because he's like, oh, mommy's doing it. It's cool. It's like part of the play is now putting them back. But I got him on track when there weren't a lot of toys. And I have a feeling that if I had let that go and it was just a sea of toys, his little mind would have been like, I'm not doing it, you know? So you got to start that discipline early. So it doesn't become overwhelming for you or for them. That's my take on it. I see the problem is with TikTok too. You put these videos out. I give a lot of props to people. They put this, and then the haters come.
Right.
Now she's a terrible mother. She's probably not a terrible mother. She probably just got caught up in a moment, took a video, didn't realize. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and the other thing too is there's no context for this. It's like you said. It's like, okay, how long was this happening? How long was she doing this? Was there a mess before, and then she just added more toys to it? Like,
did she throw them away? It looked like trash. Was that a joke? And really, she just stuck them in another room to teach him a lesson, and then showed him the toys were there. So, we can't count on context when it comes to TikTok. If you like the short clip, you can catch another one here, or you can catch the full episode right here.